Wait, you can hear me now, can't you? My bad. It was on mute. The little blue button was on red. Apologies, but yeah. Good morning, everyone. How are we all? Um, yeah, you can all hear me. Good. Sorry. Well, I was saying, happy Friday. I hope you're all okay. Hope the day's treating you all well. Look, I said, look, I hope you have a great day and whatever it is you're up to today, enjoy it. But yes, the mic's working, so apologies. I was just saying good morning to everyone. I was responding to some of your comments, so you unfortunately missed that. Morning, Sander. Morning, Gareth Bell's Chopper is still a great name. I love it. Morning, mate. You're right. Donna, Ivna, Dean, Josh, the Big D. Hey, look at that. Another cracking name. That came out of nowhere. Is he of any use? Well, let's talk about Odobert. So look, plays for Burnley. Obviously, Burnley were in the Premier League last season, and he did play for Burnley in the Premier League last season. Came from Troyes over in France. Now you're wondering, this is a deal that's come out of nowhere. You know, what's going on here? You know, was he part of the list? Was he someone that we're interested in? I did say our next signing was going to be someone that's not on the list. And we talked about Chiesa, Conceição, Rafinha, Eze. We talked about all these other players. I'm not going to go through them all. And this player wasn't part of that list. Now, he did play for France at the Olympics, hence why, you know, you weren't expecting this deal to be done weeks ago. That's not how it's going to work. So he played for France in the Olympics, obviously got himself a silver medal. But he has actually played in the Championship this season. He's played one game and he scored. So, you know, if we're going to get a player that's going to score a goal a game, I'm always going to take him. So, yeah. In terms of Wilson and the style of player that he is, the one word that I think you could kind of sum up him up as direct. And what I mean by that is it doesn't matter if he's passing and it doesn't matter if he's running at a player. It's direct. There was comparisons, and you always do this. You always compare a player with another player that you've been linked to or a player of quality in their position. He got linked in terms of statistically comparisons wise with Nico Williams, and he actually comes out pretty well against Nico Williams. He plays less sideways and backwards passes. He's better at taking on players, supposedly. You know, I think somewhat maybe his delivery could be a little bit better, but he's very young. Very, very young. Love this channel. None of this pay, just pay the money. Very positive. Appreciate it, mate. The gym was good. Morning, Caleb. How are we? I would not be surprised if he's coming to play in the 10. I also think we will sign a winger still. Well, that's the thing. We talked about Spurs' moves and we said, look, winger and midfielder, that's what they're keen on. This is a guy that kind of plays a bit of both. He plays the 10 and he plays both sides of the wing. And I think it's quite nice when you sort of look at a player that you sign, and sometimes you don't know a ton about them. Now, I remember seeing him against Spurs last season, and I was like, he's pretty lively, isn't he? And Burnley weren't great last year, so I don't sit there and think he should score 10 goals and have 15 assists, because Burnley were not very good. No offense, Burnley. And I was looking through some of the Burnley side of things. I think when you look at Spurs side, we're miserable humans. I never really pay any attention to Spurs fans on Twitter, really. The Burnley side, you always get this one joke. He's like, nah, he's rubbish. Send him back to us for free. And you get a lot of them going, he's incredible. You know, a lot of them are really upset that he's going, but they understand why he's going. Look, if the team are very keen on him in terms of Burnley fans, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, you know. Everyone's rushing to YouTube. Get those compilation up. Never heard of this bloke. He was in the Premier League last year, mate. Typical signing. Why is it a typical signing? Worldie last season versus Brighton, it was a good, and he had a cracker against Fulham as well. No price has been mentioned. Yeah, we're gonna wait for the details of the deal to come out, but yeah, we'll sort of see. Big up Annie in chat. Just jumped on to see what you thought of the signing. Well, Ronnie, give me a second and I'll bloody tell you, mate. Don't you worry. He is pacey. I can agree he is pacey. I'm hoping for one more signing at least. We can always hope for a lot, can't we? New signing. Yes, D boys, a new signing. If not a lot of money, does that mean a late deal for Gallagher? Well, it may not mean a late deal for Gallagher, but I would not be one to say... I would not one to say that we wouldn't happen. Sorry, I'm just checking. My phone's blowing up. Martin, how are you, mate? Yeah, he plays. Yeah, he plays both wings. People really throwing the toys out the pram for this one. People are fuming. Welcome to being a Spurs fan. You want to be miserable about everything, don't you? Not you, Caleb, but as a general term. Still wonder will Ange put him in the first team? Will he be in and around the first team? He's got a squad. I think his squad number's 28, I believe. Typical signer as we sign prospects, but not for the now that can go straight into the squad. Is he first team ready? He's not going back. He's not going back to Burnley. W's in the chat for Calvin Phillips. But there we go. Right, let's talk about Odobert a little bit more. So it came with Sasha Taglieri before anyone else released it with an exclusive saying that he is close to signing with Tottenham Hotspur and he's passed his medical test with Spurs and wasn't at training for Burnley. Told the deal was very imminent and he passed his medical yesterday. So there's that. Spurs obviously then on to announce it themselves that we are delighted to announce we've reached an agreement for the permanent transfer of Wilson Odobert from Burnley subject to formalities. Nice, easy one, So I was looking through, like I said, Burnley fans and how they felt about all of this. And if I'm honest, obviously, they're understanding why he left, but they're a little bit gutted why he left. He's, people saying incredible potential, blistering pace, good player, fast, strong, direct, young, all those sort of descriptions as that I've given him. Like I said, the number one word that I had for him was direct. And it's just purely, it's that beautiful bliss thing of ignorance when you're a youngster, when you play football. You just want to get the ball and run with it. And he's got that in absolute bucket amounts. So he's going to be a guy who can play both wings. He can play a little bit in the 10. And watching him when he played against Spurs, thumbs up, there you go, you're welcome. Watching when he played against us, he was a handful. And the statistics, I don't think, look good in terms of his goals and assist contributions, but I genuinely think he's a decent player. He's a decent player. And he's so young. But I'm going to go through his details in just a minute. All deals to play for weekend need to be done by 12 p.m. today. Yeah. Well, they have to be paperwork-wise put through by 12 p.m. today for them to be registered to play at the weekends. Although I don't see this being a deal that Spurs are clamoring to get done for Monday, if you know what I mean. Like, it's one of those things where Spurs have got a very healthy squad, So if it takes a bit longer, it takes a bit longer. Jacob reckons it'd be a good sign. Well, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Odobert signing, are you happy? Yes or no? Let me know in that poll so I have a bit of an idea as to what you guys are feeling about this. So Giant sees some YouTubers make such a big deal about how unambitious we are. If the scouting team have identified this profile and they like the player, then I'm happy. And yeah, look, Ange would have had to sign off on this deal as well. Caleb, this is a prime example as to why I don't sit and watch Spurs YouTubers, or I don't spend every day on Twitter. It's miserable that you're never going to make everyone happy with every single signing. We could sign Harry Kane back and people will go, wow, why'd you let him go in the first place? You're never going to make everyone happy. When Gareth Bale came back, not everyone was happy. Hell, if you signed Luka Modric when he just won the Ballon d'Or, people wouldn't be happy. So you're never going to make everyone happy. As long as you have your vibes, and if you're happy with the signing, that's all that matters, mate. You know what I mean? We need to send it back before the end of the window. Well, yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Now we get midfielder. Not upset with the signing, but could be really exciting. But I think as a Spurs fan, we expect a different winger that improves the squad. Well, he's a different style of winger, I think, to what we sort of have. I didn't know who Odobert was, but my much-informed daughter reminded me that he missed a complete sitter against us at the end of last season. Is it wrong to be very underwhelmed? You can be however you want to be, but I don't put him down as a good or bad player on one simple chance, all right? Hey, Alan, mate, how are we? Honestly think we signed another winger and midfielder. This is not going to be a winger signing. Will he be a player like Solomon? What do you mean, Rohan? How much do we pay for him? Not sure yet. He's young and can learn a lot from Sonny. You could do no harm in that. I'm absolutely shocked. What is this? Is Fabrizio alive or sleeping or something? He is a great signing. Can he even replace Brennan on the right wing? Well, yeah, Fabrizio Romano had no idea about this deal. This deal was actually leaked by Sasha Taglieri, but Spurs were the one that truly announced the deal. Then obviously Romano jumped in on it. So there you go. What's your thoughts on this market? Bonkers. Going rates are crazy for players that are not worth it. People are absolutely miserable, and it's creating echo chambers that are undermining the fan base. Well, don't listen to him, Caleb. Positivity breeds, and that's why I'm here, to spread some positivity. Not the ready-to-go winger I wanted. But that's fair enough. Wilson Odobert, 25 minutes. Yeah, Ben Jacobs isn't the strongest of sources, Hugo. Not digging you out, Hugo, obviously, by the way. I'm just going to wait for, like, Paul O'Keefe to say something. He is a 1v1 winger, something which our squad lacks. There you go. So, look, let's have a look at this poll. 82% reckon it's a good sign. 82, 83%. Do you know what? Happy days. If the majority are happy, that's a good thing. Please, can I send the link for Football Manager? What do you mean? You mean fancy football? How do you feel about the other Spurs YouTubers? Karate, I don't watch them, mate. I don't watch any other Spurs YouTubers. I find, unfortunately, a lot of Spurs YouTubers are they're in this mindset of, if you disagree with me, you're the one that's wrong. I'm right. That's the way it is. Because you listen to me, I have to be the spokesperson of the club. The beautiful thing about this channel is, mate, we've got people in here that go, I'm not really as keen on this guy, Andy. I'm not really as keen on this guy. But we'll always support the player. You know, there's some people that aren't the biggest Brennan Johnson fans. There's some people that aren't even the biggest Pedro Porro fans. You know, some people are a bit unsure about Maddison at the moment. The beautiful thing is, we'll always support them. And we always, for example, if I go, I'm not sure about Mickey van der Ven, obviously I love Mickey, but just hear me out. You know, what I'll always go, but I would love him to prove me wrong. And when they prove me wrong, hands up. I'm always like, hands up. I wasn't too sure. And he's been great, you know, that sort of vibe. So we're great for that. What do you think Kulusevski role this season? More central-based? Well, there you go, 25 million plus a potential 5 million add-ons. It's not even a crazy deal nowadays. Love to sign players. We don't expect, tells me they have a plan. Well, it's dangerous to have a plan nowadays, Jonas. The fancy football. Yeah, I'll give you the link now, mate. So, yeah, if you do want to join Fancy Football, I'm going to give you to about 1 o'clock, about maybe 2 o'clock today. There's the link. Watch the video. It's about 2.5 minutes long. There's one rule for what we're doing in Fancy Football. In the comments down below, in that video, you will see the link to join. So join. We've got about 60 people in the Fancy Football League. It's going to be a belter. And, yeah, watch the video, join the league, and come play. He's going to be an energetic A. What everyone wants to Noosa, and I definitely don't think he's worse than Noosa. Well, at least he's played in the Prem. You know what I mean? Who's Sava? I don't know who Sava is. I just mean in general, I think a lot of them sit up here, and because you're the watcher, your views don't matter as much. I try and speak to absolutely everyone I can in the chat. The chat's moving a bit quicker today, so I can't, but I'm trying to speak to everyone I can. For when he comes back, I would say, I don't know who that is. Hug the Love Bear. But yeah, delighted with this signing. We also need left back, and we're done for this window, probably. Well, yeah, we won't fix everything this window, but you know what? It is what it is. Who's got signing in fantasy? Me. I do. I'll tell you that for free. Morning, EZ. How are we? Kevin, how are we? Run your own race, Andy. You do it well, mate. Scott, my guy. Cheers to Scott with my summer fruit squash. What have I missed? We're just talking about Odobert, mate. Another good season for him. It'll be worth 50 million, probably. There you go. I will almost refrain from what I really think about him, because at this moment in time, I don't think people realize how good he is, said Vincent Kompany. Well, there you go. There you go. Now, those people pray for these signings to fail so their narratives get proven. If you hate the club so much, why are you even following Spurs, mate? Go and support Madrid or City. Yeah, the agenda-driven fans are going to hate this. Absolutely going to hate this, because at the end of the day, they'll go, well, I wanted Mbappe. Oh, you didn't get Mbappe. It shows a lack of ambition at the club. And it's like, oh, mate, grow up and bore off. Like you said, all they want is to be proved right on their matters. If they're not proved right on their matters, they think the club are against the whole fan base, because they speak for the fan base, apparently. Get rid of Basuma and Skip. Well, they won't be moving off of either unless they get a really great offer. Why are we signing another winger? Yang will join us in January. Well, wingers-wise, Kulusevski may move central. Sonny's moving out to the left. That's why Solanke's come in there. But obviously injuries happen and we're playing in 4 competitions. We need some bodies, don't we? Will he be available for Monday? Not sure yet. We're going to wait because you have to get it all registered by midday today. So 12 p.m. today. We'll have to wait and see on that one, though, to be honest. Morning, VR, mate. How are we? Lang working in silence. He does. How do you rate between... Well, Paratici is gung-ho, and we all know exactly the players that we're normally going for, Paratici. Very rarely do you get a little bomber out of nowhere. Like Basuma was one of those that no one saw coming. Vicario is another one, actually, to be fair. But yeah, in terms of Lang works stealthily, and I have no issues with Lang working stealthily. I feel like Skip's underrated. There you go. Seeing as the deal is reported 25 million, would you take him or put 25 million on Jonathan David? No, I've got 2 strikers. I need an out-and-out winger who can beat players in the dribble. I'll take Odobert, actually, ironically. Sup, Andy, sup, chat. Everyone happy with the new signing, Patrick? Patrick, how are you, mate? You right? Thoughts on Biss suspension? Sorry for what he discussed. I did a video on it yesterday, and I said, you know what? He did what he did. He's apologized. He's got his punishment, and we move on. And a motivated and a eager to impress Basuma benefits everyone. And I think also the rest of the squad sees the punishment and they learn themselves, even though they're not the ones that are receiving of the punishment. He's battling a hacker. Good Lord. Hope he's all right. He doesn't need to be a world-class player. He just needs to do what Ange wants him to do. But would you know what? I would rather 11 players that I don't know about that suit Ange Ball better than 11 rock stars who don't suit Ange Ball. Simple as that. Koo simply cannot play as a winger. Ange plays him in his best position, and he thrives. Well, I mean, you know, we'll see into this season as when the difficulty steps up a level with the Premier League and so on, how he goes about it. Odobert will use as a backup left back and winger, I think. Good Lord. This would be a great team to watch after the... Oh, yeah, good Lord. Don't start that. Might not be the world beater people were hoping for, but improves depth and exciting talent with high ceiling, lots of positive meat, and leaves something in the kitty for more moves. There you go. So let's talk a little bit about some of the stats. So to give you an idea of the teenagers in Europe's top 5 leagues last season, he had the 4th most dribbles. So it goes Yamal, Brajan Gruder, which I believe has just signed for Brighton, Desiree Doué, and then Wilson Odobert. Now, obviously, Odobert did it for Burnley in the Premier League. You would obviously think if he's playing in Yamal, if he's playing where Yamal plays for Barca, his stats are going to be way higher. Simple as that. You know, so I think had he been playing there, he'd be having way more than Yamal, if I'm honest. Yamal's unreal. Don't sit there and be like, you're comparing the two. Unbelievable, Andy. So a little bit more on this. And I was saying that in comparisons with Nico Williams, he had a better passing accuracy, better crossing accuracy, more forward passes per game, less backward passes, less sideways passes, a better take-on success, better ground duel success. You know, actually, statistically wise, he stacks up bloody well with Nico Williams. Nico Williams averaged, I think, a few more assists than him, but like, you know, Bilbao, Burnley, you can see why probably. So I think a little bit of good news on that regard. I think he stacks up very well against some really, really exciting wingers. And like I said, a proper direct winger. You know what I mean? We don't have that, and we need that. Hermoso on a free and a midfielder could be a strong window. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with Hermoso at the moment. Very quiet. Michigan, come on, go Bucks. Oh, no. Go Wolverines. Go Wolverines. College champs for a reason, baby. So what are we thinking? Solomon out to make space for this kid? Yeah, I expect Solomon to move on. We're going to come to outgoings in just a second. Another youngster, Ange building a super team of exciting youngsters. Hopefully the guy explodes. He looks good. Good data-driven purchase. Agreed, Adventurous. How are you, mate? I'm going to captain Odobert in my fantasy. Triple captain in, mate. There's a hat trick lined up. Are the lack of ambition Spurs, squad Spurs critics team having a meltdown yet? Good luck to the kid and the team. Oh, yeah, they'll be throwing the toys out of the pram because we didn't sign Mbappe. We didn't sign Haaland. We didn't sign De Bruyne. And that just shows a lack of ambition, apparently. Donuts. Hope this guy is good. I would have preferred Nusa otherwise. Well, potentially. But Nusa rejected Spurs. He wanted Brentford. And, you know, once you do that, you've got to take a step back and go, is he that keen? Does he really want to be here? This guy evidently passed the Ange call. Passed that Ange call. You know what I mean? Damn, Odobert from nowhere. Well played, Lang. I really liked him last season. He's not box office, but he's exciting in quality. I really like it. I think a lot of the Burnley fans are all saying with the right coach, he will absolutely explode. And I think with Ange ball system, that could be a situation. Just saying. He drives at players and direct looks good. Yeah, agree, Michael. Just watch Odobert YouTube completation. He looks pacey and likes to take on his opponent like a pro winger we needed. Well, there you go. Looks like Will Lancashire is staying. He's good. Yeah, Will Lancashire will be staying. Ignore the whiners. Oh, I do, Michael. Don't you worry. I'll call them out, but I do ignore them at the same time. We're certainly looking good for the future. Not so sure about this season, though. Positivity, Tim. Come on. Big Ange ball. Oh, yeah. Cooking up a feast. So what do we think is happening next? Obviously, Spurs still have work to do on their outgoings. We still need to move off of Reguilon. We still need to move on Lascelles. So we still have a situation with Manor Solomon where he's probably going to go out on loan so we can get more regular game time. What happens with Skip? Let's wait and see on him because there is interest in Skippy. Obviously, we know Leicester are interested in him, the team that we play on Monday. But let's see on that regard because I think of the situation of the European squad and Skip playing a huge role in that in terms of his availability and his, well, I guess, ticking of boxes of what we look and need from academy trained players in Europe. If he is to go, it's not going to be for 10 million. Minimum's going to be double that, if not more, if I'm honest. And that's not me saying that I believe he's worth 40, 50 million. It's just what he now is valued by Spurs because of that. That's where I'm thinking with that regard. So we'll Skippy, if he is to move on, I think towards the back end of the window, quite late. Reguilon, let's keep an eye on that one because we know Barca have been keen and you know, obviously that Marcos Alonso just left Barca. I think he just left Barca. So you have Balde and obviously Cancelo's not there. With Gio, we know about Betis' interest. We know about Villa's interest. So there is that as well. So there's the outgoing side of things. With incomings, we've talked about it before. We've got midfielder and attacker as somewhat of Spurs' next move. Now, what does this look like? Because Odobert being being able to play the 10, but also both wings, now that puts a question mark. Do Spurs still go winger? Do they go, actually, we're fine with the wingers now with Odobert. We need a midfielder. And the thing is, the move isn't well, let's talk about it. You know, the idea that it's 25 plus 5. Let's call it 30, because if we have to do the 5-minute add-ons, that means the guy's done well. Let's say it's 30 million. You now have to sit there and go, 30 million? That's not groundbreaking money in the market nowadays. You know, we've spent basically 30 on Archie Gray. It's 65, we're going to call it, for Solanke, and 30 for Odobert. About 125. Now, yes, there'll be money coming in from the Højbjerg deal. Troy Parrott is about 7 million. We know those things. But that's not crazy money spending for Spurs. That isn't. It really, really isn't, you know. Everyone worried about centre mid. We need a left centre back more, honestly. A left centre back would be great. Here's hoping. So this is Robertson from Hull 2.0. Interesting. Company believes he's the next big thing. Well, should have taken him to Bayern with him. No, I'm joking. No, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got for us. Do we still need an energetic midfielder? Well, how they view Odobert will be very, very interesting now. Do they view him as the winger or do they view him as a 10? You know? We're cooking up in the window, outgoing, setting up the squad for next year's under Ange. Don't understand the negativity. I'm supposed to lack of ambition. Talk to on about other channels. Well, Kevin, mate, honestly, I watch YouTube for fun and enjoyment. I mean, I've got YouTube on my screen. I've got a pause video on something here that I'll go back to watching after I'm done with this. I don't watch negativity on YouTube. It's like the world is miserable enough as it is. Don't bring it to my entertainment as well. You know what I mean? We'll bring realism. You know, if a player's played badly, I'll say, look, he didn't have a good game. But I'll also sit there and go, I'm not going to kill anyone for bad performances in pre-season. It's pre-season. The amount of people that are giving Maddison and Sarr crap in pre-season, but forget, we didn't have any centre backs till pretty much the last couple of games. We didn't have a settled back four with 2 centre backs or more till the last 45 minutes of pre-season. Didn't have our actual left back until the last 45 minutes of pre-season. Still haven't had a Richarlison in there. You know what I mean? There's so many things that go into pre-season as to why maybe it wasn't brilliant, but I thought it was still a decent pre-season. You know what I mean? context is needed if you're going to have a moan. You know what I mean? I'll have a left back and left centre back, you know? Hey, Les, mate, how are you? Hate to be that guy, but what did I miss? Just Odobert chatting, mate. Would he be considered as homegrown, how young he is? I was getting confused about the rules on that. Do you know, Jacob? I'm going to say no on the face of things, but I don't truly know. Hate's gone hate. Absolutely. Vince Gumley. Yeah. That's all right, Rohan, mate. You're all good. Andy, I've never been so excited since the missus gave me a wink while walking up the stairs. Hey. Careful, Alexander. This is PG stuff here. Everyone who hates this is probably still mad we didn't sign Bowen from the Championship. Yeah, well, yeah, we didn't sign Eze, Bowen, Grealish, Elise, Robertson, all sorts. You can't always win with people. Just don't worry about it, dude, you know? Well, don't think about Arsenal, mate. There you go. It's easy enough. Easy vibes. Yeah, there. Bring the good vibes back, Big Angel. You tell him. Hey, Polly, how are we? Negativity gets views, unfortunately. It gets clicks and views. That's all they care about is clicks and views, and they don't give a crap about... Look, for me, I'd rather stream to 3 of you and Spurs win every single game. I'd much rather that than me have tens of thousands of people watching me every single stream and Spurs being an absolute farce. I want the club success over anything, you know? It's just so happens if we can have club success and you guys be here, bloody brilliant. I'm thrilled, you know? He played PSG with Xavi Simons. Thought that'd be interesting to add. Well, I didn't know that, Patrick. Thank you very much. Must mean that Kulu will move more centrally and compete with Maddison now. I think, Rob, he will move centrally and compete with a few different positions. There you go. Everyone's right to their opinion. My gripe is when people present their opinions as facts. D-boy, I agree. I always say, what do I think about something? They go, I think. I might hit you with a fact within that, but it's my opinion, really, for the most part. You can differentiate between me saying something as an opinion and me saying something as a fact. You know what I mean? Me going, I think Odobert's a really good player. That's an opinion. Me going, oh, he played for France in the Olympics. Well, that's a fact. You can work out the difference in the two. You know what I mean? Obviously, not you, dude, by the way. Not you, just other people. Really enjoying the positive vibes from this channel. Nice break away from the constant wallowing. Keep up the good content. Appreciate that. The Big D. That's his name, by the way. The Big D. Cracker name. That's why I left Spurs Twitter. I hate toxicity. Yeah, I try not to spend very long on Twitter, mate. I'm probably on it for about 2 minutes, then I come off it, and then I look back probably every half an hour in case news happens. Yeah. Makes me laugh about ambition from other channels. We ain't like other clubs with their money. We have to be smart, more like Brighton, Brentford, and if Ange wants them, I'm behind them. Well, I'm agreeing with that to a certain degree. We probably have a bit more money than those clubs. The reason why Brighton spent so much money is because obviously selling McAllister and Caicedo, Cucurella, Sanchez, Bissouma, Brighton have raised so hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions, you know. That's why they're doing it. Who starts right wing on Monday? It's Johnson or Kulu for me still. I think Kulu personally. But I think, Johnson or him. I think it's a bit too soon to be throwing him at the deep end. Let him get up to speed with what we want of him, you know? Now, stop haggling about the price and sign Leandro Damião. Get him in. He's probably in his mid-40s, but get him in. He was one of the players who made Burnley fun to watch. Hopefully, he can do the same for Spurs. Hopefully so, Ewan's getting by. Love it. Hopefully so. You know, look, I just love the fact, you know, you've got Sonny who runs at players, but Sonny's always about, you know, I'm going to whip in a really great ball. Odobert is like, I'm going to run at you, and I'm going to keep running at this fullback until the guy taps out and quits. And I love that. You know, he'll run from deep. He'll get the ball up high. He'll actually drop in centrally to get the ball and run with it. His whole thing is about beating a player. Because if you beat one player, good Lord, you open up a hell of a can of worms for the defence. When's the game on today? 8 p.m. UK time is the Man United Fulham game. I don't have bad vibes. I'm sorry. Yeah, we should be Richarlison. Nah, dude, you're allowed your opinion. But I don't worry about what other teams think of our signings. I couldn't care of what other teams think of our signings unless they're really jealous, which is nice. But then I still don't really care. You wish Crystal Waddle still fit. He'd have to be a lot younger, Polly. How much game time do you think he'll get? Well, look, we got 4 competitions. You got the Premier League, the EFL Cup, the FA Cup, and the Europa League. He will feature a lot. A lot. You got to think of all those competitions. You know, you got to think, throw in the odd 1 or 2 injuries here and there every now and then. He's going to feature. You know what I mean? He's going to feature. And that's a beautiful thing that we have. A guy that will suit Ange, which is quite good. And you know what? I'm here for it. I've just seen that Ipswich are signing Phillips and Kajuste. Ipswich are having a mental window. He's another unknown kid. We need an Eze level player. Again, it'll be about fit. If the guy fits better than Eze, then I'll take him over Eze. Now we should go for a left back or a midfielder. Well, I'm going to do a poll for the next move. Well, I'll do a poll. I'm going to let you all just tell me what you think the next move should be in a second. Some of this platform think if we don't sign the likes of Mbappe, we're daft. If Odobert was under by Ange, I'm okay. Back the manager for a change. Agreed, Jay. Agreed. Back the manager. We've always let managers down. Think of Conte. He gets top 4 football. Look at that. Oh, he's got top 4 football. You know, the front 3 of Kulu, Kane, and Son are cooking. You know, Bentancur looks like a signing and a half. And we go, right, we need a centre half. And they go, Longley on loan. You know what I mean? Like, he was backed, but only to a certain point. Morning, Liam. How are we? Don't get negative fans. No one rated Van de Ven when we first signed him. These are the types of signings we should expect under Ange. Players under the radar. I love it, Patrick. Wilson is our second best winger. Well, he's going to get minutes then. So Burnley young winger, Prem experience. Yep. Ipswich winning the league. Book it. Put your money on it. I continue to think multiple things can be true. Fine, get the kid, but also level up the team too. Well, look, if he fits the system, he'll level up the team himself. I love Sonny. I think it's a perfect time. No, it's not. We're not selling Son. Don't. Let's not do that. What happened to the links to the Japanese centre back? Just died down, mate. I was trying to think of who you thought about for a second, but it has died down. To us, we really need a certain defensive mid. I back Ange. I'm not complaining about him. It's more Levy than Ange. We need a Rice or Rodri. Well, how many Rice or Rodris are there in the world of football, mate? You know what I mean? And Rice is nowhere near the level of Rodri. Rodri is in his own. Rodri should win the Ballon d'Or. That's my general feeling about him. I've said on this channel so often, I bloody love Rodri. I think he's unreal, and I love watching him. So yeah, still a bit of a weird sign, and hopefully he can prove me wrong, but I think he's a bit average. Wasn't a really well-known player. Well, I mean, one thing I would say is, guess who? The guy's what, 19? Give him time. Give him time, mate. You know what I mean? How close are we signed to this player? Well, Right Heart Lane, Spurs have announced that we are signing this player subject to formalities. This is happening. This isn't, it might. This is happening. If you're talking about Ito, he signed for, he signed for Bayern. I was actually thinking of Machida, which Martin said he's actually in Belgium. My bad. It fits the profile, the type of attacker we wanted. Let's give him a chance and see what we can do. Yeah, let's get behind him. Let's just get behind him. You know what I mean? So, right, what do we think is next? In terms of outgoings, do we think it's a Reguilon, Lo Celso, or Solomon? You let me know. One word. Tell me who you think it is. I'm not going to do a poll for it. You can just tell me. You can type it yourselves. And I want to see what you guys think. And then I'm going to come to the incomings in a minute. Scott, I did that stat. Keep up. God, come on, Scott. Keep up. Just joking, bud. I'm not saying you have to like Rodri, mate. I'm just saying as a footballer, I bloody love him. You know? Lo Celso will be next. Solomon on loan somewhere. Reguilon, Solomon. So Solomon, Lo Celso look like everyone's going to be sort of in and around that realm. I could probably see. For some reason, I can see Solomon, even though I think Reguilon and Lo Celso have been spoken about more about leaving. I think, I could get behind a Solomon loan. Just, out of the blue, weird thing, no one expected, like Brentford on loan, something that makes no sense, but you know what I mean? He likes the highlight reel. There we go. Betis just sold out. So Perez to Villarreal. Oh, interesting. Well, it could be clearing space for Lo Celso. Reguilon because Barca. Yeah, true. Lo Celso goes. We have to replace him. Agree. Reguilon's always being loaned out because see a sneaky Ipswich loan incoming. Well, supposedly he wants a European club. You know what I mean? Distractions with small people. Nice. Yeah, can't wait for Monday. I think we're going to sell Reggie, keep Skip, buy a midfielder, play Skip as a backup left back, and buy one in the winter. Backup? No, you wouldn't play him backup left back. You can still have Davies, Van der Ven there, aren't you? Reguilon's leaving shortly. Yes, he is. Why are you done with this club, Adiz? The one player we have not replaced is Dembele. Well, would be nice, but there's no Dembele on the market. I think quite a few clubs be keen on someone alone, decent player for lower tier clubs. Yeah, agree. Agreed. Was looking like Porro. Porro. Right. Right. It's not you, Liam. I'm having a go out here, but Porro is staying at right wing. We need to stop talking about Porro at right wing. Don't know if he's good enough for a top European club. No clue how Barca get the money either. But if he wants to go there, let's let him. Yeah, well, yeah. Are we really giving up on Solomon that quickly? No, it's not about giving up on him. We just can't give him the game time he needs to get fit. He needs regular minutes to get fit, and we're not going to be able to do this. Send him out on loan. Let him get the minutes. Come back next season. Maybe he's better. Maybe he comes back next season. We're like, actually, we're not that keen. We'll move him on. He's better off getting minutes elsewhere where he can get constant minutes than with Spurs where he'll get sporadic minutes, There's a lot of clubs in for Reguilon. Well, there's a few. CA based on most. They go, why am I done with this club? Because we're signing an 18, 19-year-olds. We have no ambition. We literally have ambition when we're signing some of the best youngsters in the world. If you have this idea that we should be sitting there spending 100 million on every single player, D's, mate, I got a real rude awakening for you because it ain't going to happen. Solomon's a free hit win-win. Well, there we go. So look, I think Solomon, I reckon, is probably the next one out. Just a guess. I don't know anything about that. But with the incoming side of things, if you think of the positions where Spurs maybe need the most work, left back, left centre back, either between a player that does both of those or separately, you'd think those two positions, maybe a midfielder now. Let's say Odobert will be the right winger, maybe a midfielder. That's the way I would look at this team now. If I had to guess, I'll go midfielder. That's how I guess it. I think it'll be a midfielder. I think that's how I would guess. Well, it's not wasted 30 million. It's 25 million with 5 million add-ons. Technically, it'd be 25 million wasted. You haven't given the 5 million extra yet, have you? Do you reckon Lancashire will stay? But we didn't try and bid for Messi. Yeah, Messi should have signed, Bentancur was and could be a Dembele when he's fit. Well, Ange is very excited about Dembele, Bentancur this year, and so am I. I cannot wait. What's huge backlash when we sign 19-year-old Dorgu as our backup left back? Oh, Martin, I'll fight them. I will bring out a sword and I will die on that hill on my own if I have to. I am a Dorgu supporter. If people don't like Dorgu, let's go. Let's do it. Palace not selling Eze. No, I don't think Eze will be moving. I'll still support this club, but we still won't win anything. This deal came out of nowhere. Will the guy we signed now start on Monday? Well, he won't start. No. Even if he was registered on time, he won't start. Still need a first team level right wing. Well, let's see what Odobert gives us, Finn, because you might be in those words, mate. This means cooler midfield. I'd probably say so. Zesta. Dougie was 10 when we signed him, and Dorgu is a baller. Yeah, I was going to say 19. I was like, 10. Good Lord. Dorgu is a beast. Yeah, absolutely. Can we just brush over Bentancur's mishaps this summer? It's not for me to penalise him. I even said, look, he made a mistake. He's apologised, which is what you have to do. The club will take it up themselves to work out what the situation should be from there. That's how I've always viewed it. I'm not going to sit and be like, ban him, do this, do that. Let the club deal with that. And I will follow and respect what the club do. Like with Basuma, I said he's a Wally. He'll probably get a fine of wages. He may even get suspended a game. But I will back what the club do disciplinary-wise. And when they came out yesterday and the news was he's been banned for a game, I backed it and I said, I respect the decision. So does Basuma. And he'll come back more positive for it. Dog is a beast. Yeah, no complaints. Martin, you and me will die on the hill together, shall we? I think the approach is good. Bed in the new lineup and see what we need late in the window. Late deals to be had. Yeah, late deals to be had for sure. Big Ange, is that really you? You know me. Come on. I mean, we share, technically, our names, we share the A and N at the start of each other's names. I'm Andrew. He's Ange. Obviously, I go by Andy, but you know what I mean? We're pretty much the same person. I can speak an Australian accent. I know what a schooner is. You know, we're pretty much the same person. Let's go, Rec. How are I, mate? The most amusing thing about Wilson Odobert deal is that not one Mystic Meg ITK picked up on this out of the blue chance. I know certain Spurs channels on YouTube will go into meltdown. Yeah, they're just boring YouTube channels, mate. Don't know why anyone would watch them. Enjoy life, you know what I mean? Do we pay 37? No, we pay 25 plus 5-minute add-ons, supposedly. We'll wait till officially it comes out, but Alistair Gold reckons 25 plus 5-minute add-ons. ITKs are in the mud. He plays both right wing and left wing. He plays also centre attacking mid, mate. I think our very own Rodri is going to show us class this season. He'll be £6 million plus player by the end of the season. Who are you talking about, Jacob? I just want Brennan to be back fully. I back Brennan, mate. They always, look, I think a lot of Spurs fans go, we spent 47.5 million. He's rubbish. And then completely forget the context of, well, we signed him for this season. He was signed last summer, but for this season, he wasn't Spurs didn't have any intention to have him playing as much as he did, but he had to because of injury issues. Let's see what Brennan has this year for us. Absolutely, Polly. Absolutely. Can see Levy pulling off a few late deals. He loves them. He loves them. We paid 25 plus 5 hours, and just let you know is that he was 4th best teenage winger. There you go. I've said it already, Boris, but you're right. Oh, Ben's call you meant. Sorry, Jacob. Yep, good shout. I rate a window a 7. I'd say 7.5 is probably about right, Rec. Yeah, I don't hate that. I think outgoings has been really good. A couple more outgoings will take it to probably an 8.5, maybe. And then, well, no, maybe 8. And then maybe an extra incoming brings it to an 8.5, 9. I think there's always something you missed out on. You can never have a 10 out of 10 window, but we're not far off with the outgoings. A couple more incomings, that's not bad. Great answer for similarly. Would be a shame to lose a great footballer, even if he might be a bit of a donut. Wow. We all make mistakes, but yeah, hopefully the club have dealt with it themselves. That's how I leave it to them. Good mix of youth and experience. Let's get a good 6 and a backup left back, and we're cooking. What? Got Bentacore, mate. Got Bentacore. That's all I need in life. Big up Andy, listening in Tasmania. Oh, Tom, I've been to Tasmania. I've been there, and I was there for a week. 6 days, it was like 16, 17 degrees. Last day jumped to 37. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. But your boy was struggling with some heat that day. But yeah, I like Tasmania. I do like it. I did climb the mountain as well. So there you go. How do they sneak this still under everyone's noses? Johan Lang effect. We need a Basuma with a work ethic of Kulu. Yeah, but without the stupid petulant fouls of Kulu. That's the one thing of Kulu's game we can all agree. Stupid petulant fouls. Could we go for Rabiot? He's a free agent. Could we? Yes. Will we? Hopefully not. Personally, that's my feeling about it. Do you think it's our last incoming? No. Very happy with the deal. Taze, there you go. Gee, 25 million for the Burnley guy. Yeah, absolutely. So yes, happy days. Spurs have signed someone else. By the way, for people saying about Madueke, I saw that Chelsea want about 60 million for him. So there you go. Thank God we're not going there. 60 million is absolute stupid money. But yeah, I like the deal. I like the signing. I hope you all do too. There you go. Deez is coming back around. Yeah, Rabiot brings mummy. Yeah, we know on that. He's interesting. He scored 3 goals to assist in the Premier League as an 80-year-old. He's got to be something. Well, yeah, he is something. I see 2 more coming in, Michael reckons. Interesting. I'd not be mad at Rabiot, Johnny. I'm not keen. Never heard of him. What positions he played? Both wings and the 10. Do you think Odobert has been scouted well enough? I do. Been trying to find a Wilson Odobert interview in English so far. No, like, have you seen him speak English yet? I honestly, mate, no. But I'd say because he's been in England for at least a year, he speaks some English, yes. Honestly, don't think people realise the ceiling Bentacore has. Oh, he's crazy high, isn't it, Jacob? Crazy high. 6 million for what? It wasn't 60 million. It was 25 plus 5 million. Good vibes today. Love that big Ange ball. Love that, mate. Let's get behind the lads. Light signing. Was he in 3 signings Spurs had planned? I don't know. Well, they wanted Neto. They offered 40 million plus skip, but Wolves rejected, and Spurs were a little bit upset about that deal. Hey ho, one of those things. Following Spurs religiously for more than 10 years from Northeast India. Oh, nice one, mate. Peace out, Bolly. Who are we going to sign next? Well, look, if I'm honest, mate, you'd be foolish to think about who we're going to sign next, because this one came out of the blue and no one knew about this one. So Romano added 25 million fixed fee, 5 million Adams, also a 10% sell-on clause for Burnley, 5-year deal, shirt number 29, medicals also been completed. So he might be registered in time for the game on Monday. He might be, yeah. What positions he played? Dino, I've said both wings and a 10. We wanted Rare. He went to Arsenal, got better goalkeeper anyway. We wanted Neto. He's gone to Rent Boys, so we got a new. Well, we actually went for Vikara over Raya anyway. So there you go. I love seeing older player coming like the way Xhaka did at Leverkusen. It really adds something to the team. But the thing is, we've got age in the team. It's not like we've got a completely young team. We have age in the team, you know? Well, we'd be surprised if all the ITKs had signed NDAs now when it comes to Spurs signings. Oh, I don't know. The amount of people think that the Spurs pay me, by the way. Daniel Levy pays me, a lot of people reckon, and I love that. I'm like, if he did, mate, I'd be singing his name from the mountaintops, so he pays me even more. But he doesn't. And I've called him out so many times for some of the stuff that he's done. Yeah, you got to praise people when they do something right. You got to critique them when they do something wrong. That's the way I look at life. Anyone does that. You know, is 10% sell-on clause for us when we sell them in the future? No, it's for Burnley. 10% for Burnley. So, hey, guys, then the video. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video. If you hit me in the comment section below, your thoughts and feelings around Odobert signing, your thoughts and feelings about what's next for Spurs. You let me know. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will put on my community post the link for the FPL League. Join us there. Join us for the season. Obviously, don't miss out on that. I'd love to see I've done that. Get the comments too. I'd love to get paid by Levy. Can't win those. Yeah, no, exactly. I like how we secret. Exactly. Wouldn't even cover your cost of summer fruit squash. It's expensive, mate. Andy, where do you think we'll finish? Top 4. You do share a last name close to it. Yeah, absolutely. Will we win the thing? Yes, I think we will. A lot of players elevate their games. Exactly. Meltdown with some fan channels. Boring, aren't they? Have a great day. Exactly. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Enjoy yourselves. Ciao.